Parents, what is the best weird flex but okay moment you've seen from your child? Last winter, my son, Adam, who's 10, decided he was going to run a coat drive. Not a school project, not something we suggested. Just out of nowhere, sitting at the kitchen table one night, he said, "Some kids at recess don't have warm coats. I'm gonna fix it," like it was nothing. I laughed at first because, he's 10, but he wasn't joking. He took a piece of lined notebook paper and wrote Operation Warm Kids at the top like it was already official. The next morning before school, he asked me to print a stack of flyers he typed in Google Docs. It had a cartoon snowman on it and a line that said, "Donate coats. Any size, any style. Let's keep everyone warm." I figured he'd tape them up at school and that would be the end of it. Nope. That kid marched straight to the principal's office, asked for 5 minutes during morning announcements, and pitched his program. He even called it a program. The principal just sat there nodding like she couldn't believe it either. By the afternoon, Adam had a cardboard box in the lobby with "Coats Here" written in thick Sharpie. By Friday, the box was full, but Adam didn't stop. He dragged me to the dollar store, spent $20 of his allowance on more poster board, and made signs for every classroom. Then he knocked on our neighbors' doors with a clipboard like some mini census taker. He'd stand there, scarf wrapped 3 times around his neck, saying, "We're collecting winter gear for kids. Do you have anything you're not using?" Half the time, people handed him 2 bags on the spot. The part that got me was when he called my sister, his aunt, who works at the YMCA across town. He asked if he could franchise his operation at her building, his exact words. Next thing I know, she's sending me pictures of a second collection bin at the front desk. Saturday morning, our garage looked like a thrift shop exploded. Coats, hats, gloves piled everywhere. I asked Adam what the plan was. He had one. He pointed to a handwritten chart he taped to the wall. Categories: elementary, middle, high school, adults. He wanted to sort and distribute by size. He even had names of families from school who he thought might need help. I told him we'd need more hands. He nodded like he already expected that. An hour later, he had 2 kids from the block folding sweaters in neat piles, paying them in leftover Halloween candy. He ran that garage like it was Amazon Prime. Sunday morning, a snowstorm hit. Roads iced over. I figured that would slow him down. Nope. He put on his 2 big snow boots and said, "It's the best time, Dad. People need them today." He had me load the minivan until you couldn't see out the back. Then he made a route like an actual delivery schedule. First stop, Mrs. Lopez, whose kids he knew from soccer. He handed her a bag with coats labeled by size, told her to check the fit and let him know if adjustments were needed. Who talks like that at 10? Second stop, the shelter near downtown. He walked in dragging 2 trash bags full of jackets, introduced himself like he was the manager of a charity, and asked the volunteer if she could process his donation. The woman looked at me like, "Is this real?" Adam just smiled and handed her a stack of scarves. But the wildest flex happened that afternoon. A local reporter showed up at our door. She'd heard about the coat drive from the YMCA. Adam didn't blink. He shook her hand, gave her a tour of the garage, explained his business model. He used those words, business model. When she asked why he was doing it, he shrugged and said, "Because I hate being cold, so I don't want anyone else to be." That night after she left, I counted the totals with him. 233 coats, 67 hats, 42 pairs of gloves, all in 1 week. I was still trying to process it when he pulled out a notebook and showed me his plan for spring. He wants to switch to sneakers.